Welcome back to the channel, everybody. This is Kodeations, and ladies and gentlemen, we're officially diving back into some Cookie Run Kingdom as the March 15th update with Caramel Arrow and episode 14 has officially dropped in the game. Diving right in, ladies and gentlemen, as you can see here on screen, we've got Caramel Arrow. They're officially dropped, and we've also got episode 14, the Citadel of the Frozen Cliff. All right, so let's head in here. Let's check out the overall patch notes and what you guys need to know, all right? So the very first thing, they started off as always, the March 25th update is officially here. Let's take a look at the list of changes that it brings, all right? So the very first thing we talk about, and that's going to be episode 14. It says the new world exploration, episode 14, Citadel of the Frozen Cliff, story mode and dark mode have officially, arrived. We've got explore the new episode on the bear jelly balloon after you clear all the episode stages. We've got play in the dark mode to unlock 2 new profile images for your kingdom, and then episode 14 world exploration missions have also been added into the Dark Cacao Kingdom adventure. Dude, I'm gonna tell you guys right now, man, I've been playing episode 14 all on this morning's live stream, and it was awesome. Very, very cool here. The story is very awesome, very engaging. I'm going to tell you guys right now, these stages in episode 14, even on normal mode, are pretty challenging, so watch out. The next thing we've got here, and that's going to be the brand new epic Caramel Arrow cookie. We've officially got some sort of skill description, all right? So basically, we've got Caramel Arrow cookie is a ranged cookie who utilizes her skill Arrow of Resolution. The skill description is going to say, few enemies can keep their wits when they see the twin blades turning into a bow. Caramel Arrow Cookie performs a ranged attack, targeting cookies first, and leaves an arrow mark on the hit enemy. After the ranged attack, the arrow mark explodes when Caramel Arrow Cookie rushes towards the enemy, dealing damage proportionate to the enemy's max HP. This damage is capped, though, at 300,000. During the ranged attack, Caramel Arrow Cookie receives a buff that makes her immune to debuffs, and then while Caramel Arrow Cookie is utilizing her skill, she will become resistant to interrupting effects. Oh, man. All right, so Caramel Arrow sounds very, very broken up until this point. So essentially we have, a hybrid cookie doing melee damage, swapping doing range damage, then pops off debuffs applied to the enemies that the arrows hit. Those debuffs have the ability to stack. Not only top of that, it's also Caramel Arrow is immune to debuffs, which is pretty much our first cookie that's immune to any sort of debuffs. And then not only that, when utilizing Caramel Arrow's skill, Caramel Arrow also becomes, resistant to interrupting effects. So very, very interesting here. Yeah, we're gonna have to do some more testing to find out how broken she actually is. The next thing they've got here, and that's gonna be improvements to the guild system. We already knew somewhat of this. It says a chat button was added to the guild domain and the guild battle screen. You can now filter the chat by notifications, messages from guildmates, and all messages. The character limit for the guild chat has also been increased to 1,000 bytes, so that's kind of nice. And then last here, we've got the guild attendance rewards icon has been enlarged and is in position in the center of the torch. Okay, so very nice. So up we've got, that's going to be shop elements. So we've got featured cookie gotcha. So they've added, Caramel Arrow cookie is now featured in the featured cookie gotcha system. And they've got enjoy the increased chances of meeting, Caramel Arrow. They also got a bunch of different packages here that you guys can buy. So then moving right along here, we've got, that's going to be the mileage shop. So they've officially added Eclair Cookie Soulstones and Tea-Night Soulstones into the mileage shop. And I'm going to tell you guys right now, Eclair is one that you want to pick up. You do not want to sleep on Eclair. He's very, very good. The damage is insane that he can provide even as a support unit. So if you have not got a copy of Eclair, definitely get into there, spend the mileage points, pick up at least 1 copy of him. Now, I'm not going to suggest you to blow all your mileage points onto, maxing him out for, 5-star promotion, but I'm going to tell you guys right now, that's the least of your worries to spend on maxing out a cookie via, mileage points compared to other ones that you could buy that are absolutely not worth it. Next that we've got, that's going to be improvements, changes, and additions. So it says Cookie Alliance, starting from Season 4. Starting from the Cookie Alliance Season 4, Tea-Night Cookie's Wrath of Commander's effect will continue even upon switching teams or pausing and resuming battles. So yeah, this one is absolutely very interesting here and very good for Tea-Night Cookie, for sure, because again, all you're doing is you're basically activating the Wrath of Commander as your fellow allies die, which inevitably means that could we potentially cheese, 1 or 2 waves because we have the Wrath of the Commander and utilizing T-Knight. Because if you guys don't know, if he stacks all 5 of Wrath of the Commander, then he is immune to, to debuffs. And then not only that, he's getting all of those additional buffs, which just allows him to do insane amounts of damage. So very curious here on how well or how good this is going to be in something like the Cookie Alliance. And then next up we've got here, and that's going to be focusing on the production side of things. It says the production time for the Tempered Pickaxes ×10 bundle has been changed from 90 minutes all the way down to 75 minutes. And then it says you can now use a single button to fill all the slots for the production queue. And let me tell you guys, this one I am absolutely the most happy about 100% when it comes to these additional changes, especially for the production side of things. Dude, it saves you so much time. I'll show you guys in a second on exactly how it works, but trust me, you're gonna love it. And then we've also got some buildings and decorations. 10 more new decorations have been added to the Kingdom of Unwavering, including the Caramel Arrow Cookies decoration, Caramel Watchtower. I'll show you guys that in a second as well. And then we've got some additional battles. I don't know why it says battles. They're literally gonna just be buffs. I mean, they are direct buffs. They're buffs to Pomegranate Cookie and buffs to Poison Mushroom Cookie. And then first up, we've got, that's gonna be Pomegranate Cookies buffs. Defense increase is gonna be increasing by 16.32%. The base HP here for Pomegranate is going to be increasing by 16.11%. And then we've also got a -2 second cooldown, which is absolutely huge. On top of that, we've got the healing amount that she does when she uses her skill at level 60 is going to be increasing by 2% pretty much. 28% now is going to be 30.4%. So again, that's a nice increase. We've also got the attack boost here, which again, if you don't know, Pomegranate actually, boost, your allies' attacks when she does pop off her skill. At level 60 is going to be, increasing your attack from 20% now to increasing it by 30%, which is absolutely insane. So essentially, we're getting 10% additional attack bonus, our buff provided by Pomegranate Cookie, which could potentially mean we see her either come back into the guild boss system or maybe start being utilized in certain stages in PvE or even, the overall arena. I don't know. We'll have to see. And then last here, it says, in order to utilize Pomegranate Cookie's skill more effectively, her battle position has been moved to middle from rear position. Okay, so very interesting. She's no longer a rear cookie. She's now going to be used in the middle row. So, okay, very interesting. Next up, we've got for buffs, that's going to be Poison Mushroom Cookie. Once again, we've got an attack increase from 8.9% compared to what it was before. We've got a defense increase as well by 6.2%. We've got a base HP increase by 7.3%. Again, very, very nice increased stats here. We got the Poison Cloud from mushrooms affects targets in a larger area. So they're basically increasing the area of effect that the mushrooms can actually hit. Poison mushrooms suffer from a healing reducing debuff, and damage from poison clouds in areas where clouds overlap will only damage targets once. And then it says deals 80% additional damage to regular monsters and plus 100% additional damage to boss monsters. So essentially here, Poison Mushroom got a massive overhaul and rework. I'm just going to call it like it is. We got 3 stat bonuses, increased attack, increased defense, and increased HP. But on top of that, though, we've got 3 different changes here. The very first one is going to be poison enemies suffer from healing reduced debuffs, which that did not exist before. So that's very interesting. The next one up we've got here, and that's going to be some additional information. We've got information about charge damage from Cotton Cookie's skill. A Sheep Stampede has been added. The buff/debuff icon that appears next to the HP bar of the boss monster has been relocated to the bottom of the monster's icon. If a target was already affected by injuries, max HP reduction at max level and was inflicted with injury. Additionally, the max HP reduction will be recalculated at the moment the injury effect of the previous debuff has been ended. So now this injury one they're talking about is going to come really in play in episode 14 and 13. I'm going to tell you guys that right off the bat. You were going to get stacks and stacks and stacks of injury, and it's absolutely insane. And then essentially here we've just got a bunch of miscellaneous stuff. I didn't really notice anything too crazy. If I happen to miss something, drop something down below in the comment section when it comes to all of this. And then down here in the other section, they also talk about the additional resources, and compensation that they're giving us and that they've already fixed. So for instance, the building materials one, they did fix that. That should be in your inbox. They also have fixed the mileage point one, so now everybody should be getting the correct amount of mileage points. The only one that they have not done, as you can see down here, is that we are still investigating and preparing compensation for guild activity points used for the draw all feature in the guild gacha. So they're going to follow up with a separate notice once we have additional details. And that's going to pretty much just wrap up the overall patch notes for inside of the game. Let's go ahead and show you guys some of these individual features and some of the really cool stuff that I think you're going to like. We'll start off here with the very first one that we already just mentioned, and that's going to be they now added this little like side menu on the left-hand side of any cookie that you're looking at. It doesn't matter which one you're looking at, but you can see down here in the bottom, they do have the ability for soulstone options. So if you click that here, you can see that it will show you all the different ways that you can grind out soul stones for that specific cookie. It kind of like takes away that whole, you know, everybody's making these, you know, charts outside of the game and then sharing with the community. It kind of like, you know, takes away some of that aspect. Instead, they're actually putting that information into the game, which is going to help out a lot of players. So again, very, very cool. And the next feature here that I want to talk about and show you guys, and that's going to be this extra button on the right-hand side that you can now craft all of the amount that you can craft, which again is absolutely a time saver. So to give you guys an example here, we'll just go ahead and queue up these, you know, 5-minute ones. But if you were normally, you know, you got to come in here and click this, right? Or you can come in here and you can hold it, right? Which then will, you know, post them all down at once, right? But at the end of the day, I'll show you a way faster way, and that's going to be the brand new button that they added into the game. So check this out. We're going to go ahead and cancel this out. Watch this. If you just press this once, boom, it instantly fills up the entire thing. No more holding down your finger. Nobody have to do anything crazy. Absolutely needed, man. This should have been in the game on day one, in my opinion. It just takes way too long to fill up these buildings, especially after you own like all 8 slots, as you can see I have here. And then obviously we got to show you guys the new caramel arrow cookie here. She is, dude, absolutely looking awesome. Again, man, she's going to be a front unit. She's going to be a ranger, though, which is very interesting. Don't worry, I will do a first impressions guide on Caramel Arrow here and what I personally, you know, really like about her and what my overall thoughts are. We did get lucky and get, you know, at least a 1 copy here, and we've got 14 out of 20 to get a 2-star promotion. But very cool overall. If you want to check out the overall skill here, basically does ranged attacks for 8 seconds is how long her skill lasts. We've got single hit damage 154%. We've got arrow mark, so 12-second duration, stacks up to 12 times. Damage is going to be relevant to max HP of cookies, or damage can be relevant to max HP of others. And we've also got immunity for 8 seconds. So again, very, very cool cookie overall. Like I said, we will do a first impressions on this video very soon on Caramel Arrow. So stay tuned for that. Make sure you are subscribed to the channel so you know exactly when that does drop. And then last but not least here, I want to show you before we hop out of today's video, and that's going to be obviously episode 14, man, the Citadel of the Frozen Cliff. So check this bad boy out. So I can't zoom out any farther, unfortunately. I think this is all I got. But you do come in here just like they talked about in leaked prior. So we've got 14-1 here. You work your way all the way through the Citadel on each one of these runs. You do have the 2 different side rooms, you know, that you can check out some more lore and story behind the game or behind the overall episode. And then you also battle Alphagato here on 1420, as you can see right here, 1422. And then you also have a final boss here, which is going to be that Dark Cacao ghost that unfortunately was leaked way early. So I'm surprised that this is actually the final boss, but, you know, it is what it is. But at the end of the day, very, very cool. Definitely a hard episode to actually clear, though. I will say that, even on normal mode. You can see we've got a couple 1-stars here. And we've been really, really stuck hard on episode 1426 to even have the ability to even beat it up until this point. So again, very, very challenging, but we're here for it. And with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, that's going to wrap up today's video. As always, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe here on the channel for everything Cookie Run Kingdom related. I cover it all from guides, tips, tutorials, coupons, you know, leaks, updates, anything and everything. You name it, I post it here on the channel. I've also got a Discord. That link's provided down below as well. We've got almost 7,000 players over there that all play the Cookie Run games, not just Kingdom or Oven Break. So if you want a cool place to hang out, we would love to have you. And with that being said, though, guys, absolutely fantastic update. Get in here, check out the full patch notes for yourself. Definitely get in here, summon at least 1 copy on Caramel Arrow. We're still doing some additional testing. Stay tuned for a, you know, future video coming out probably later on tonight for our first impressions on Caramel Arrow. With that being said, though, guys, as always, thank you very much for tuning in, and I will see you guys on the next one.